This is Sound and Vision from KEXP in Seattle. I'm Emily Fox. KEXP recently got a new music director. They get to listen to all the new music being released and coming into the station each week, and they get to decide what gets put in heavy rotation. And this is the first time the position has changed hands in more than 30 years. Our previous music director, Don Gates, retired at the end of August. I caught up with our new music director, Chris Sanley, back in September to learn more about her through music.
Music, of course, has always been a part of me, a part of my soul. I wasn't lucky enough to grow up in a good radio market. So, growing up as a kid, it was really like all about the classics. My family and I, we'd always be listening to, Motown, the Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Wonder, Bob Dylan, all of that. But one artist from kind of like the earlier rock scene that really stood out to me was Patti Smith. She's so iconic, and just her fierceness always just really, really spoke to me. And the song Gloria, it's still to this day one of my all-time favorite songs. So that's something that's always been, a part of me, a part of my soul. And then, as I grew up and was trying to seek and find new things, as any angsty teenager in the Midwest, specifically Omaha, Nebraska, I found Saddle Creek Records. I found Bright Eyes. I found Rilo Kiley, Cursive, Tilly and the Wall, and was just like, and my eyes were just totally opened up to this entirely new world, and I went down the rabbit hole. So after starting with some of those local and Saddle Creek artists to start really building a base, then I was able to start jumping around and finding other acts like Death Cab for Cutie, Cat Power, it's Broken Social Scene. And all of those artists, are still just a part of me and a really big foundational moment of just expanding my horizons and the incredible sounds that are out there. And that then, of course, took me to college radio, where I was able to be music director there for several years. And the discoveries were just endless. And that's really where I began my mission to hear everything. And that's, literally my job now, which is just such a dream come true. And so, in those college days, it'd be like Death Cab for Cutie, Sound for Settling.
This is the sound of settling.
Cat Power's He War, that were really, really special tracks for me. And then for the past 15 plus years before hopping over here at KEXP, I've been working in the radio promotion space because I've just always loved and respected radio as a medium, as a means for new music discovery. And so I was able to help break acts and get exposure on stations across the country, which was such a joy. And now to be able to hop back to the radio side of things, and just be in my headphones all day, every day, trying to find the best of the best, exciting new artists, and help give them a platform and give them some shine for exciting new art that's being made today. So that's a very quick and dirty version of who I am as a music person. But there you go.
And so when you were in promotions, what bands were you working with?
Oh, man, I've worked with, anyone from up-and-coming artists like, Blonde Shell, who just released a debut album that knocked me out of my seat.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah. To Lizzo with her first couple albums.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
that and like everywhere in between. And with the different companies that I worked at through the years, you know, it was always really important to me to have a really diverse roster and make sure that we had like a really excellent sampling of all different genres, from all different walks of life, from all different perspectives. And that's something that I think is really ingrained in the fabric of KEXP as well, which makes it just such a wonderful place to call my new home.
So obviously your new role as music director at KEXP is you are going to be listening to music all the time. You will help decide, you know, what gets put into heavy rotation at the station, aka what's going to be played heavily or encouraged to be played heavily at the station. You get to kind of help decide, you know, what music is worthy. And so I'm curious, like when you've been listening to music lately, who are some artists or bands that have really been blowing you away, and what is it that you like about their sound?
Yeah. So one artist that I'm really excited about is Vagabond. And I just think that her sound is so singular. You know, she's one of those artists when a couple measures into a song, like, you know exactly who it is. But at the same time, you know, she challenges herself and she mixes up her sound from record to record. And when I heard the single, Can I Talk My Shit, I was just like, wow, I cannot wait to hear the rest of this record. And I've actually been able to spend some time with the entire thing, and I'm blown away. It's sonically really diverse. It's got some really excellent hooks. Like, it's such a rich, wonderful album. And, you know, as somebody that's in their headphones listening to music all day, every day, like, this is an album that, like, I've been going back to after hours to spend some more time with, just because I've enjoyed it so much. So I'm really, really excited about her.
Only way you forgot is if you lost your own. Honestly, I'm ready to go, ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. We see that.
Another artist that I've been very impatiently waiting for new music from, that we finally have, is Sampha. And he just announced his new album, which is his first in, gosh, I want to say 6 years now. And we've got the new single Only that I can't stop listening to. And it's got, again, like, really, really great hook. It's got that memorable chorus that's like simple but sticks with you. And it's just, he's such a special artist. I'll still remember, like, to this day, the first moment I heard his single, No One Knows Me Like the Piano. And I'm so happy he's finally back, and he made us wait, but I think it's going to be worth it once we hear the rest of this project.
La la la, his fingers in my ears. I was not trying to hear. I'm moving on, faith and faith. Only desires crush me numb. I would chase and then some from love. I would run like it's just here to disown me. Only, 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 only you. Only, only, only. Only you.
So Chris, those are some songs that have helped define you as a music lover, songs that you're loving today. I'm curious, when you're not listening to music or going to shows or doing things music-wise, what else do you do that brings you joy?
I mean, that is a lot of it, for sure. But I also, you know, I've been living in Colorado for the last 5 years, and just being able to escape out into nature, and, like, you know, reconnect with the earth, and, like, get out on hikes and just breathe that fresh air, and really just take a moment to disconnect, as somebody that is so connected and plugged in all day, every day. So I love hiking. I love paddleboarding. I've recently started camping, which has been really fun. And so these are all activities that I will be able to enjoy when I finally make my official move out to Seattle, as I get my affairs settled up here, in Denver. So that's how I like to spend a lot of my time. Yoga's been, you know, a really wonderful practice for me as well, just as a means to, again, unplug, quiet the mind, like, get in touch with myself. And yeah, I think that's basically it. It's really music all the time. Let's be real.
I mean, there's music, but all those other activities you will easily be able to find here in the beautiful Western Washington landscape that we have over here. Well, Chris, Thank you so much for sharing this music, and welcome to KEXP. And we can't wait to hear what more music you share with the station.
Thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate you having me.
That was Sound and Vision. Please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast, and consider giving a one-time $20 donation to help support this show at kexp.org/sound. Thanks for listening.